Yes, guys, welcome to the Fantasy Football Social Pod, a lighter look at the Fantasy Football Week. So forget about your XGI and your BPS, put your feet up and relax. I'm Gianni, he's Ed, and we're also joined by Holly. Holly, how you doing?
I'm well, thank you, Gianni. I'm enjoying the international break. It's been a crazy start to the season, so it's nice to just take a breather.
Yeah, good for you to have. I mean, it's not quite a week off, but for you to be able to sort of chill a little bit because you produce a lot of content for a lot of people this season. I've seen you doing stuff for the likes of Wolves, like official football club Wolves. Like that's awesome.
Yeah, I was very lucky to get that gig. I think it's because I've not shown a massive allegiance to a specific FPL club. That's why they came to me and not you, Gianni.
Yeah, I know, right? And I'm Midlands now as well. I'm even local. So tell us a little bit about your start in FPL, like going back a fair few years, Holly, because when I joined the FPL community, you were one of a handful of sort of massive accounts, and you had a big Twitter following. You had a website that was all singing, all dancing. And you were I saw you on shows like the FPL show and doing stuff for the likes of Betfair. And tell us a little bit about sort of how you made a name for yourself in fantasy football.
Well, I got into FPL about 2014 off the back of the World Cup, and then I've been playing fantasy for a year, and I'd sort of been on the outskirts of the FPL community on Twitter. Decided to take the plunge for 2015 with my own FPL account on Twitter, which was FPL Holly back in the day. And then another couple of years after that, I started writing a weekly captain article for FPL Bet. And my husband had been saying to me, well, if you're going to spend all this time on FPL, can't you be, doing some content or something? But I was very conscious that even back then, there seemed to be a lot out there, and I didn't really know sort of what my niche was, how to play to my strengths. And then I got the idea of the community site because Twitter was becoming very saturated, especially on a Friday pre-deadline. And I wanted this one-stop shop. Was that right? One-stop shop.
I think.
Yeah. Well, I wanted this one-stop shop where you could go and, get the best FPL advice that's out there and try and put all of that together for, sorting your team out for the deadline. So it all started from there, really. And then since then, I've been busy doing other stuff for other websites. So at the moment, I'm writing for Fantasy Football Hub, doing weekly articles for Betfair. And then I've started doing videos for the Wolves YouTube channel every week, FPL Hacks, which has just been really fun. My own YouTube channel, and then I've done a bit of TikTok as well. So I'm in all places at the moment, basically.
Well, Holly, you are a busy person. I mean, I did a little bit of research and found out that you've been featured on the BBC, on Wired, on the FT, the Financial Times, my favorite, of course. Unbelievable. You're a mum of kids. Like, how do you balance everything? Like, how do you do it?
Well, I don't feel like I've slept that much in the last month. It's been a bit mental. I seem to have got myself into the position where I'm the BBC's correspondent on stuff. I think I started off doing a few pre-season interviews for BBC Stoke. And then I think I was on their database as someone to talk to about FPL, and then 5 Live came in, and now anytime anyone on BBC wants to do something about FPL, I must pop up in the system and I get a Twitter message or just a random phone call out of the blue saying, oh, can you do this?
Yeah. I mean, that's a pretty good position to be in. I mean, unbelievable.
I know I can't say no to them because they'll find someone else.
Yeah, I'll be ready and waiting, Holly.
Yeah, direct them to
Hey, I used to work for the BBC, Ed. Did you know that about me?
Go on.
I've still got the fleece. One of my dog walking jackets is the BBC Radio Gloucestershire fleece, which was my first job out of uni. I was a freelance reporter for them, and I was like, look, I want to do sports. They were like, great. Do you like football? Yeah. Do you like rugby? Love it. And cricket. And
Are you Italian? Yeah.
I love cricket.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Oh, no, they didn't care about the hair then, mate. It was just on the mic. Okay. So I had to go. Obviously, I wasn't good enough to go to Gloucester Rugby and Cheltenham Town Football Club, the two sort of hero teams in the county. That was where you get the live commentary from. They would send me to Forest Green Rovers or Cinderford Rugby to do like 20-second updates on a Saturday. So I was playing FPL at the time. This was like 2011. And I'd always be like on my phone, just being like 3:00 on a Saturday. I'm in the freezing cold at Cinderford Rugby doing 10-second updates on a game in like National 2 or whatever. And I'd be there looking at the FPL scores all the time. They'd come to me and I'd genuinely be so distracted by FPL on my BBC like live text that I wouldn't be concentrating on the game. But yeah, there we go.
I feel like you've actually got some qualifications, Gianni, to like be like talking in the FPL community. Meanwhile, I'm just blagging it.
Yeah, well, Holly, what if you're blagging and what the heck am I doing? I don't know. Like, honestly, Gianni was telling me the other day about how he worked in what is it, like TV shopping?
Shopping TV, yeah.
Shopping TV. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, and I found that hilarious. Just Gianni trying to sell, I don't know, like a special pen signed by, that sort of thing. For
we were talking about where I met Jules Breach, Holly. Everyone, we met at the weekend, and guys, we are going to get to some FPL chat. We're going to speak about Ronaldo, Bruno, obviously, and also some of our dark horses. So teams like Wolves, we're going to put some attention on. But before we get there, Ed, you make a good point. We saw each other at the weekend. And I was being asked about Shopping TV because people were like, how did you get on the FPL show? And I said, because I knew Jules and we worked together in Shopping TV. But Ed, there was a few weekend shenanigans, right? What happened?
Well, we had fun. We had a little meet up with a few probably, semi influencers in the FPL community. I met FF Scout as again. And TED Talks was there. And the guy who runs Scout, who none of you know, was there. And a few others. It was really good fun, yeah. And FPL Family, both of them, Sam and Lee were there. It was very nice, yeah. I had a cocktail for the first time in my life. Never had a cocktail. What? Is that weird? Yeah, is that weird?
How old are you, Ed?
I'm 31.
Right, well, you should definitely have had a cocktail by now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd had alcohol before. I'd had a beer, and I'd had wine, and I had a gin and tonic. Is that a cocktail? I mean, it's 2 ingredients.
No.
I suppose you don't shake it in a big silver thing.
What cocktails did you have, Ed? Because Az was feeding you a lot.
Az was sort of Az and Ted from TED Talks. Ted got me a porn star martini. Az got me I can't remember. He did tell me an Aperol
Spritz.
That's the one. And then
did
he also
you
got
just
me...
mix apple with Aperol?
Yeah, I've never had a martini. I don't know how this works.
An apple spritz.
Yeah, who knows?
It's a soft version of an Aperol spritz.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
is it just apple juice?
Yeah, but I didn't know what was going on. People just kept saying, "Do you want a martini? You have no, And I was just taking them, and I hated half of them. Some person had left salt on the rim, which was ridiculous. So there we go. We had a good time. Do you have a good time, Gianni?
Needless to say, Ed didn't make his last train home back to North Wales. Like we were this was a London meetup, so I think Ed definitely came the furthest. So you had to get a train back the next day at like 6 a.m, right? I
did, yeah. So I did make it. But I did have a good time, and I met a lot of people, and we had fun. I mean, I went into this is again another thing that I haven't done for 10 years. But I went into a shop called Primark. Have you heard of Primark? They sell clothes for £1. What is going on there? I don't want to get sued by Primark, but I'm pretty sure there must be some human rights abuses going on there. Like, how can clothes be sold for £1 or £2? Madness.
I love it. You had your day out in London and you were like, I'm going to get a bit of culture, Yeah, I'm going to go to Primark.
It's because I was walking down Oxford Road, right, to try and get from Mayfair to where I was meant to be. And I wanted some sunglasses because it was hot and I didn't have mine. I thought, Primark, I've heard that's really cheap. I just want some like £2-3 sunglasses. Went in, couldn't find any sunglasses, but just left astounded at how cheap it was. Anyway, we need to talk about FPL. Let's go.
Yeah, although I just want to mention, Ed, this is the first time I've seen you not wearing a shirt. And for our podcast listeners, Ed is wearing a polo t-shirt. So it still has a collar. And there's definitely a brand logo there of an expensive designer brand that definitely isn't available in Primark. The one with the little polo horse.
But they can sponsor us if they want. But
I love Primark. Holly, Primark, you big on it?
Yeah, I love it. Can't get my words out. Say that. Can't miss out on a bargain, and especially kids' clothes as well, because they're literally in them about 5 minutes. So
that is a good point. That would make sense to me. Kids growing quickly, get Primark clothes. Holly, have you started to realise that we're a bit of a lighter take on FPL, given we haven't talked about FPL yet?
I've not needed to get a single stat out yet. I'm starting to think that maybe I've pitched my quiz in the wrong place.
No,
do not worry. We like the quiz element. I thought you were about to say, I'm starting to think I shouldn't have turned up to this, really.
We have to talk Ronaldo. We have to talk Bruno. And Holly, you're the perfect guest for this because you are one of many that will be bringing in Ronaldo at the expense of Bruno. Firstly, have you done it yet? And secondly, what's your thinking behind it?
Well, I've not done it yet because there's a lot that can happen in the international break yet. And it's one of those things that I know which players I want in, but I don't know which players I want to sell. So obviously Bruno Fernandes has to go to facilitate Ronaldo. I'm probably going to get Ings out for Ronaldo, but I've also got Callum Wilson who's flagged. So I think the thing is for me, Ronaldo is going to be on penalties. I don't care about what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is going to say. I don't care about whether Bruno Fernandes is the better penalty taker. He's not bothered about penalties. Ronaldo's his idol. Ronaldo's going to be on penalties. There's no way he isn't. He's not been anywhere where he's not been on penalties.
Yeah, just like they both play for Portugal and he takes penalties. Yeah.
Exactly. So if you take out Bruno's 9 penalties that he scored last season, he's never going to live up to that 12 million price tag. I'm actually gutted about it because I've been bigging up Bruno ever since he joined the Premier League, and he's been like my golden boy, and then suddenly I'm like, I've jumped ship to Ronaldo. But Ronaldo is Ronaldo.
We've been on many FPL shows together, certainly in the last season and a half, where I always knew you as a Bruno owner. Like, I always knew when I was going to ask you about your team, you would have Bruno. And for a lot of that time, I've always been fairly late to Bruno parties. So for you to sell Bruno is quite a big deal because he's one that you kind of, before the Ronaldo talk, even earlier this season, I remember you saying you could see him being in your season, like in your team nearly all season, because United get so many pens and, he's just so good. But actually, without the pens, you lose not only those 9 goals and the points associated with that, but you lose some of the bonus points he would have got. You add that onto Ronaldo's similar price. I see the thinking. So are you thinking it'll be a 4-point hit then? You'll make 2 transfers for a 4-point hit?
Well, I've got 2 free transfers, so I can do it for free. But I've also got Harvey Barnes in my team who needs to go as well. So I think for that reason, it's going to be a -4. But it's not like the -4s to get Ronaldo.
Yeah, and Ed, we've just recorded a little Ronaldo special, haven't we?
We have Fantasy Football Social Extra that we'll do every now and again when something comes up like as big as Ronaldo's extra. Lame, isn't it?
Yeah, never again.
But yeah, I mean, like Holly's right. We discussed it in that. Like, we all agree, all 3 of us, interestingly, that it's so stupid, this discussion about Bruno or Ronaldo on penalties. Of course, have you ever seen Ronaldo waiting for a penalty to be taken? Like, you just can't even picture it. He takes them, unless it's in a penalty shootout where he's looking nervous or whatever. He takes the penalties. I predict it's in his contract that he takes penalties. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all. So yeah, Ronaldo's on penalties. He's in my team, but I'm on a free hit, which is ridiculous.
A free hit?
Yeah, look.
Casual.
You need to know a few things.
Are my headphones working?
Yeah, they're working. Holly, look, the viewers of this podcast realise my position here is not as an expert. This is as a casual. I've had an awful start to the season. I didn't have Antonio or Benrahma. The first week deadline was at Fantasy Football Fest, as you know, you were there, which was lovely. And I captained Ivan Toney because I pictured this scene where I captained Ivan Toney. I'm a legend. Didn't happen. Look like an idiot. Worse and worse because I didn't have Antonio or Benrahma. I'm like 2 million in the world. I then, after having like a couple of beers, this always happens. Read Gianni's book, Don't Drink an FPL, right?
Where is it? I need to find
exactly. I've got it on the bookshelf over there, I promise. And I'd made like 3 transfers and I was on a -8 and I thought, what am I doing? Let's just play my free hit because this next week, Ronaldo's coming in. I now have a front 3. Yeah, but listen to this, right? I've played a free hit, which is stupid because double game week or whatever. But listen.
Why wouldn't you play your wild card?
Holly, wait. Listen, I've already played my wild card. So, yeah. So, Holly, you're starting to realise what sort of podcast you're on. But, I mean, look at that front 3. YouTube, you'll be able to see kind of Lukaku, Kane,
Yeah, it's not focused
Ronaldo,
yet.
a midfield of Greenwood, Jota, and Gray currently. So I'm going to play a 4-3-3, and a defense of Dyer, Reguilon, so Tottenham at Crystal Palace, Maguire, Digne, and Backman. Backman? How do you pronounce that? Watford keeper?
Yeah, Backman. But you've gone. I don't know many free hits with a back foot. Free hit 4-3-3 is a very weird.
Well, I might
formation
change
on a
that
free
to
hit.
be honest, because I'm thinking of going.
He's been a casual.
True.
Yeah, exactly. Gray to Havertz, and then,
Why don't you go for a back five, Ed?
Good point. I'm going to do that. You'll be laughing next week when I've got a game week rank of 1.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Why not? Like, if you're gonna go big, go big. And when we were out on Friday night, he joked that I thought he was joking when he said he free hit, and he showed me his phone. I couldn't believe it. So we'll let you know how he gets on.
I think
in
it was
next
earlier
week's show.
in that night that I clicked the button. So
Yeah, after a few porn star martinis, no doubt.
exactly. Yeah.
You mentioned Fest there, Holly at Fest. What did you think to it, Holly? Because it was obviously the first event we've had, and this is meant to be like, this is the Fantasy Football Social, but it's kind of the Fest team. Mark's going to make guest appearances, but as you can imagine, Mark's thinking about sort of the route we're going down with these shows, light-hearted chat, no spreadsheets, no stats, and he's like, I'll do one a month. So what did you think? What did you think to Fest, Holly? It was a cracking night, and we loved having you on stage in the debate. You set a very good tone for that.
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. I had a great night. It's one of those things that I've been to a few fantasy football socials before. Just trying to get the pod in there again. But the community is so much bigger than that now. So I think it's great that, there's a mechanism that means that loads of people can go, whether you're on FPL Twitter or whether you just watch YouTube videos. And it was like, it was so diverse as well. I was surprised by how many women were there, which was fantastic. And there's a lot of people that I spoke to that aren't even on Twitter. And I don't know whether it's because I've got quite a big Twitter account that I think that the FPL world is all on Twitter, but then you have a look and, there's a lot of people that, absorb content in different ways now, podcasts, YouTube, and it's fantastic that we can sort of connect everyone together. Now, I had a few drinks before the bit on stage, and I've been told that I did really well, but I know what I'm like drunk. And it was at the peak of my gin and tonic, so I can't remember what I said.
Holly, you can't actually remember, but you fainted live on stage and we had to drag you off. So sorry to let you know that now.
I remember calling Ben White boring, and he's gone on to prove that, so that's all right. Yeah. And I said that Antonio was going to have better hamstrings than Danny Ings. So
and that's been right as well. Wow, what else did you say? Fantasy Football Fest is going to be a global multi-billion pound company. Thanks. Great.
Ed, we're not doing it for the money. Wrong line. We're doing it to unite the community, of course. But that's really interesting what you say, Holly. We were shocked by the number of people there that weren't on Twitter. I spoke to a couple of women there that were like, yeah, we only bought a ticket last night. We saw it was mentioned on the FPL show because we mentioned it, and it was a show we did together, Holly. And they were like, we saw that and bought tickets straight away. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. Like, there's people out there, loads in fact, that aren't in that community on Twitter that we completely forget about. Like, all of our promotion for the event, other than that one mention on the FPL show, was pretty much done on Twitter. And it's like, okay, actually, we need to think outside that box, because the fantasy football world, well, it's 8 million managers. It's gigantic. Only a small percentage of those are on Twitter, so we need to reach them, which is exciting. We haven't spoke much about FPL. We've spoken about Ed's free hit. We've spoken about the United conundrum. Ed and Holly are on Ronaldo. I'm on Bruno because I just can't get Ronaldo into my team easily without quite a bit of surgery. So I'm just going to ride it. I'm just going to ride the wave, and then probably don't get Ronaldo for a few weeks, which is quite scary. But hopefully Bruno,
really?
Yeah. Hopefully Bruno and Greenwood cover him a bit. I'm a Greenwood owner, someone I'm very excited about. And actually, I think Greenwood for the captaincy could be a really nice sort of upside chaser. If we're going to mention a late riser sort of tactic, could be a really good call. But let's talk about some of the dark horses, because there's a team that have been getting the most amazing numbers. They haven't won a game yet. They've probably dominated, or certainly deserved, I think, victories in all 3 of their games, 2 of which were defeats to Spurs and United. the underlying numbers are all there. The FPL assets are dropping in value. They're about to go on a sea of green with their fixture run. That is Wolves. Holly, what's your take on them? Because they've been strangely impressive this season without doing anything. But I'm kind of seeing a lot of love for Wolves players, and I can see why.
Yeah, exactly. They're there and thereabouts, aren't they? And I think if you're on a wild card, it's a prime opportunity to bring in a couple of their assets. I think those of us that are trying to use our free transfers to get Ronaldo in, those Wolves players are down the pecking order. But you look at the stats in terms of their defence and expected goals conceded, I think they're ranked 4th. And you think about the teams that they've faced already and the number of shots those teams take, like they've done really well to only concede 3 goals and have an XGC that's that good. So for me, if you're on a wild card, you definitely need a Wolves defender. And, you know, Traore and Jimenez are not going to not score over the next few weeks. Like they're well up there in terms of the shots that they're taking. And at some point, one of them's going to go in.
Yeah. Ed, any Wolves players on your free hit?
No, not on my free hit. No, I don't think the free hit is the thing to bring Wolves players in for. It's for like the next 7-8 games, isn't it? So when I come off my free hit, like I do, like people who watch this know, and people follow me on Twitter, like I do actually really like FPL, and I know quite a lot about it. It's just I'm impulsive, so I make stupid decisions, and I know I don't need to be good. You know, Gianni and Mark's job, part of the Fest team, they need to be good. No, I don't need to. I can do what I want and have fun. But no, I mean, the players that are, you know, to look at, I've seen quite Sar, the keeper, in quite a few teams.
Yeah.
5 million.
5 mil.
Over the next few game weeks, it could be a good buy. Jimenez, obviously, a lot of people are talking about. He's yet to do anything since his really sad, you know, injury with his head. And he was out for, how long was he out for? 9 months or something?
Long time, yeah.
So I guess I'm just waiting and seeing if suddenly they're getting results in the first couple of games of this run. I think I'd transfer someone in. I don't know who. Traore, a lot of people are talking about, but for me, he's got no end product and is too inconsistent. But is this a season that changes?
It's fun though. Traore is fun.
Exactly. Holly, I'm going to get him in now just because you said that. He's fun. He's like Alan Saint-Maximin. So much fun, but inconsistent.
Yeah, they are similar sort of players. I think Traore is like a level ahead of Saint-Maximin in the respect that we sometimes do see a bit of end product. And that doesn't necessarily mean goals and assists, but it might mean an assist where, I don't know, Jimenez gets it and blazes it over the bar. But I feel like Saint-Maximin is where Traore was a year or two ago, which was complete head down and dribble. Now Traore's a little bit more head up. And I think we're going to start to see some goals and assists. It's just a shame that Traore is the world's worst finisher, because he's through on goal so much and he just can't hit a barn door, can he?
Gianni, here's a little thing for our pod. Saint-Maximin will get more points and more goals and assists this season than Traore. And I tell you, I say that, you can take it if you want, but I actually think Saint-Maximin is underrated. When he plays for Newcastle, our whole game changes. He got 3 assists in 1 game last season. Yeah. I think he got I'm off the top of my head, 6 goals, 6 assists or something like that last season. Yeah. I think this season he could end up with 10 goals, 10 assists. He got assists in the first game. He got a goal in the second. Maybe he's got.
He just needs to stay fit, doesn't he?
Yeah,
he's like hamstring United. Like he's just one of those players who something will go and that's it. But if he's fit, I would back Saint-Maximin to be a better player and a more effective player in FPL than Traore.
I'll take the bet on season long. Traore gets more points than Saint-Maximin, and I'll take that based on the fact that I think Traore will get more minutes because of the Saint-Max injuries, although Traore gets quite a few injuries. And also, I think Wolves will score way more goals than Newcastle, and therefore Traore will be more involved. Okay, not saying he's necessarily the better player.
You go that way. Shake hands. Yeah. There we go.
£5 to charity to the loser.
£5 to charity.
Both shook both way the same way.
Not on my screen. I'm sure I'll be able to edit it so that we shake the right way.
There we go.
You're going to have to flip yourself around.
We'll work it out.
Holly, what do you reckon? Traore or St. Max? Who gets more FPL points this season?
Traore.
Yeah.
I bet £5 for charity, Holly. Channel. Holly, come on, £5 for charity. There we go.
Can we not fist bump?
That would be easier.
Good point.
Or elbows.
The camera.
Yeah. Elbows, yeah, okay. Right, there you go. Right, good.
some of these actions, I just know someone's going to crop them and post them of Ed's. Like, they are brilliant. These sort of arm gestures he's making for those listening. So we're looking at Wolves assets. We mentioned the keeper. Semedo's getting quite a lot of love. He's had a price drop at 4.9 and playing as a wing back. Marcel playing on the left side of the back five isn't his natural position. I don't expect many attacking returns from him. If Aït-Nouri gets a chance, and I said this last season, at 4.4, he could be brilliant value. And then we look in midfield, we can't really see past Traoré until the likes of Neto are back in there. Trincão's done well, but we haven't seen a huge amount of points. Up top, though, Jimenez, it has dropped in price already, 7.4. I think I'm buying Jimenez this week. I need to sell Danny Ings, right? And
well, you don't need to.
Well, I'm set on selling Danny Ings.
3 returns in 3 games. People say he's lucky.
I don't care. He's underperformed in terms of underlyings. He scored a worldie out of nowhere. He scored a pen. Villa haven't looked good. I can't afford DCL. And in a way, I'm happy about that because it means I'm going to be bringing in a striker with much lower ownership. And that's a fun pick. Jimenez or Bamford before they go chicken oriental. And one of them's about to. Holly, what do you reckon? Bamford or Jimenez?
Jimenez.
Yes, come on. That's where I'm looking as well.
Well, Jimenez is cheaper, right?
He is 7.4. And I think Bamford's is he 7.9 Bamford? I'm just looking now. I think he may have had a price drop as well, Bamford. Yeah, he's 7.9.
Yeah. Okay. Have you got any Leeds players already?
I do have Rafinha. So again, that's part of my thinking.
Yeah, definitely Jimenez.
With Jimenez. Have Wolves, and I just think getting on Jimenez or Bamford before they start scoring could be brilliant because so many are booking in transfers round their premiums, getting Lukaku or Ronaldo in, that actually making that move for the mid-price forward might not be that easy each week. So I'm making the most of being able to do that early. So there's
our Gianni, I'm getting distracted with your knee.
Oh yeah, sorry. Do you know what?
Just coming in on the corner.
I know. I'm wearing shorts.
Is that his knee?
That is.
I'm hoping it was his knee.
Got the arm and the knee look.
Is it quiz time?
I think it's quiz time.
I'm not normally used to seeing your knees, Gianni.
Yeah, exactly right.
I see them all the time. So
Ed's been posting selfies of me that I send him at 1 a.m. off drunk. He's been posting them on Twitter.
I have. Well, it's only because you first posted a WhatsApp conversation I had with you in private saying I was seeing a friend in Mayfair and you posted it on Twitter publicly.
I posted the screen grab, being shocked.
Exactly. So you made our WhatsApp conversations are now available to post. So that's what's happening.
Yeah, it's war.
It's war.
What you got for us, Holly? I'm excited.
Well, I mean, as an ex-teacher, I do pride myself on the quality of my quizzes. So hopefully you enjoy yourself. So the first round, there's 5 rounds, but there's only 2 questions in each round. So we're not going to be here all night, don't worry. Okay. The first round, though, is the FPL round. And I'm going to start off by asking Gianni a question, and then Ed then has to come in with a higher or lower, and we'll see who's going to get the points.
I love this. Okay, right.
You can play at home as well, guys, and there is a leaderboard, and Ed is winning 2-0.
We'll put it in now. Okay, leaderboard update now.
Gianni, how many points did Bruno Fernandes score last season in FPL? My hero of FPL until this week.
Oh, I don't know the answer, so I'm going to take a guess. 225.
Okay. Ed, higher or lower than 225?
I'm going to say higher because I think it's 240 something.
Oh, I think you're right.
Ed, you call yourself a casual. 244 points. Well done.
And behind this is going to be the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music that is so popular. So, this is going to be very dramatic. I love it. Thanks, Holly. Yes.
That's all right. Right, it's your turn to go first now, Ed.
Okay.
So, bit more difficult, this one. At the time of recording, how many transfers in have there been for Ronaldo for game week 4?
I have no idea. The time of recording, let's think, join. There's loads
Sunday
of
night.
casuals like me who are going to put them in. I'm going to guess 850,000.
Oh, lower.
Lower? You seem very, very sure there, Gianni.
Well, I don't know.
He cannot change now after your reaction.
I'm not changing my answer.
He cannot change.
I'm not
locked
change
in,
my answer.
lower.
Yeah, 100% locked in. But I just want to say why. There's around, I don't know how many players there are this year. Last season, we were around 8 million managers, right? He's around 10% ownership. That's around 800K.
I can tell you, he's almost at 15% ownership.
Oh, wow.
Transfers in have topped 1 million.
Why didn't I think about that more? When I did the maths, I was like, oh, that's 800K,
Gianni, we just did
10%.
an expert take on Ronaldo in Fantasy Football Social Extra, so this is embarrassing.
2-0 Ed.
Now, obviously the top scorer this season is Antonio so far. Ed, how many goals has Antonio scored in the Premier League?
Okay, so he recently became West Ham's top Premier League goal scorer, and I think he had 40-something. So I'm going to guess 45.
But the top goal scorer stat wasn't Premier League, or was it Premier League?
It was
I don't
Premier
know.
League. Yeah.
Higher than
The West
it
Ham
was like
top
48.
league scorer ever would have way more than that.
Gianni, you've saved yourself there. You've got yourself your first point on the board. He's got 50 goals in the Premier League. I think that means he's not really played outside of the Premier League. Got to remember it's West Ham. Other than this season, they're not doing a lot outside of the Premier League.
So is that 3-1 currently to Gianni?
3-1 currently.
1 to Gianni is my point. Yeah. Okay.
Now you've got some special questions just for yourselves, okay? So trying to play to your strengths a little bit here.
Oh, thank you,
So,
Holly. I
Gianni,
hope you go easy on me, because every week I seem to get the hard set of questions and I'd get
Load of rubbish. Today, question 1 to you, yeah, and then question 2, this is a little bit harder, and I got it. Come on, Ollie.
Right, Gianni.
Competitive.
Italy. We're on Italy, so this is your question. There's the
I can't get this wrong.
opportunity
Christ.
to get 3 points here, okay? Put the pressure back on Ed.
Now I'm engaged. Come on.
Who are the top 3 all-time Italian goal scorers in the Premier League? And you get a point for each one.
Can I steal any if he gets any wrong? Like if he says 3 and 2 of them are wrong, could I try and get the other 2? It's up to you, Holly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can. Okay.
Okay, Zola.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's the only one I had.
Di Canio.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Now, I don't want to say some of the names because I'll probably say the one that Ed will give to the bonus answer. This is a really hard one, the third one. There's not been an abundance of strikers, goal scorers. They're the 2 that stick out. I mean, there's a midfielder that comes to mind, but he wasn't known for his goal scoring. The third one is not going to have many goals. Unless I'm not missing an obvious striker. I'm definitely not. Ravanelli.
No.
Can I try and steal?
Yeah, you can try and steal.
I mean,
Got one guess.
Yeah, okay. This is really left field. I'm not sure he scored too many goals. It's probably not. Balotelli?
No. Have you got any other ideas, Gianni?
I was thinking Di Matteo before, but he didn't score many. Carboni. Benito
that's the
Carboni
one.
from Bradford.
Benito?
Yeah.
I scored.
So
And he
Di
played up
Canio-
front with Di Canio for Sheffield Wednesday.
Di Canio, 66 goals. Zola, 59 goals. And then it dropped down to 35.
Okay, so Balotelli must have got, 20-something overall?
Yeah. Ravanelli would have been close as well.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Ravanelli.
that's a great question. Thanks, Holly. 2 points. I'll take that. Come on.
So you back level, but Ed's got a question in hand. It's 3-3.
Yeah, so calm
Ed?
down, Gianni, right?
I'm assuming you're an England fan.
No, actually, I'm a Botswana fan. Yeah.
Minus
Go on.
points. More
So-
back chat.
In international football, who are the top 3 all-time England goal scorers? 3 points on offer. Remember, Gianni can steal.
Gary Lineker, Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen.
I had that as well.
You've got 2.
It's
Rooney
Owen
and
not. It's not
Lineker.
Owen not third.
Amazing.
No.
Right. So Owen isn't third.
No.
Oh.
I could go. I mean.
Oh, I know who it is. Oh, pants.
Well, it doesn't do irrelevant.
You
Wait,
did
so if
rush.
you get it
You
wrong,
did
it's not
rush.
relevant.
Always
again,
read
Holly.
the question twice before giving your answer, Ed.
Oh, can you read the question again, Ollie, please?
Who are the top 3 all-time England international goal scorers?
Oh no, I know what it is.
England international goal scorers. The women's game.
Yes.
So.
Oh no, I'm not
No.
doing. I'm not
That's what I
tricking
thought
you.
as well.
I don't know. I'm gonna go for. I don't know. Jeff Hurst, Frank Lampard. You don't get the point, Ed.
Okay, but is it Bobby Charlton?
Yes.
Yes.
You see, if you'd have just taken your time.
Yeah, sorry. I don't. Holly, you'll learn about me. I don't really take my time. I just go blah.
No.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
why he's not allowed on the.
5-3 now.
Ed doesn't think he's on
5-3.
anything, Holly. That's why he's not allowed to run the Fest Twitter account because he just tweets rubbish and then people have a go at him for it.
Yeah.
So
I have to screenshot and send it to Gianni, and he approves it.
I love it. Right, Gianni. Chelsea question for you now. How many trophies has Azpilicueta won with Chelsea?
What a legend he is.
That's
He's been there.
pretty
He's
true.
been there. He's been there 9 years. The only good thing Rafa Benitez did was buy Azpilicueta. So I'm going to say,
win the Europa League.
yeah. But so Dave has won Europa League twice. He's won Dave Azpilicueta. He's won the Champions League once at Chelsea, and the Europa League twice. That's 3 European Premier League titles. Conte won it twice. No. Reno would have won it with him when he came back, and Conte would have won it. Did Conte win 1 or 2? 1. So that's 5. And then we won the Champions League. I've put in, so it's 5. Must have won a couple of FA Cups. I'm going to guess 2 token FA Cups. Probably no Community Shield.
token F. You're such a Chelsea fan. Oh, Benitez did nothing apart from win the Europa League.
He's got
just
no
a couple
idea
of
how
FA
many
Cups on the
trophies
side.
there are.
Outrageous.
I actually think we may have only won 1 or 0 FA Cup. We've lost a couple of finals in Azpilicueta's reign. Arsenal have beaten us twice in finals, I think. So maybe I'll go 1, but maybe there's a token Community Shield in there. I'm going to just take. There's probably a Charity Shield out. A Super Cup, won that the other night. I'm going to say he's won. It's either 8 or 9. Let's go. If we count Charity Shield, we'll go with 9.
You've added in a Charity Shield that you never won. It was 8.
Oh no! I
Now you have
needed
a
that.
guess. 8.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
stealing.
I'll take that. That was a pretty good guess. That not guess, but pretty good. Yeah. Hard question.
Disappointed in your knowledge.
Hard question. That.
Very disappointed.
Was it?
I don't
Surely you
know.
remember all the trophies.
Not when you support Italy and all the Italian teams.
It's true, to
I
be
got
fair,
I got a lot of trophies to support.
If you support Chelsea, you get too many trophies. It's just boring. If you ask me a Newcastle question like how many trophies has any
Well,
of our players
funnily
won?
enough,
Oh, go on, Holly.
the question isn't how many trophies have Newcastle won in the last 10 years. How many? Well, this is a tricky one.
Okay.
How many Premier League goals has Callum Wilson scored?
For Newcastle or total?
Total.
Wow, that is tricky.
I'll give you within 10.
All right, let's just
5. Go within
He was at
5
Bournemouth
minutes.
and he had that stunning season where, I mean, stunning means like less than 20 though. I think it was like 16 goals or something for Bournemouth. Then he broke his leg, and then he was out for like a year, and then he got like maybe like 10, and then let's say for us he scored. I think last season for us he scored like 12, 13, and then maybe like 3 more. So I'm just gonna guess 15. So let's go 10. Let's go 40.
Got to trust your adding up skills here as well, which you've already proven out the
Yeah,
best.
exactly. Yeah, hang on.
Holly,
10,
he's allowed. He's
50.
allowed.
Let's go 50.
within-
I'm going 50. 50.
He's allowed. He's not allowed 10 either
You're adding
side.
them up
He's allowed
again.
5. He's allowed 5 either side. So he's allowed a 10. So 50 is allowed 46 to 55.
Gianni,
or
you're
whatever.
bargaining. You're
Yeah,
bargaining
what's
with
going
me.
on here? I might not even be that close. I'm going 50.
You've got a point. It was 55.
I like that. I was within 5. I was even within Gianni's little remit. He just said it. He just said it. So I'll take that.
Exactly. Right.
Happy with that, to be fair.
I'm for the really final question.
Sorry, go on, Holly.
The final question, and this is going to have potential for you to lose points if you're too far out, because I want you to be both in with a shot of winning. So,
I don't.
Gianni, your question first. Who has the most FPL points on the bonus point system so far this season for Chelsea?
Okay. We have kept a couple of clean sheets. Alonso has scored a goal and kept clean sheets, as has Reece James, although Reece James didn't play game week 1, so probably Alonso.
Correct.
That's what
now
we do.
The wild card.
Does that make it 6-4 to me currently? It was 6-3.
6-4.
6-4. Okay. Right. Cool.
The wild card bit is I want you to hazard a guess as to how many bonus points he has.
Me.
Yeah.
3 games. I'd say he got 3 in game week 1 when he scored and got a clean sheet. And then he's
I mean, the bonus point system.
The BPS, right. So total BPS.
Yes, BPS, mate. Bonus point system, BPS. Yeah, carry on.
Because you can get them, it's going to be like a countdown style bonus for how close you are within. If you're within 10, then you can score points based on how close you are to the overall number.
Okay.
Obviously, no one knows how the bonus point system's really calculated. But
there's like 36 metrics. I put it in the book. You can actually find out more about it in there. So if I get within 10 either side, say 40, and I get 31, right. Okay. So I'm just going to take a guess. I'm going to say he's around 70. No.
83.
Oh yeah, that's all right. 13 is good.
He was close, but that's not going to get you any bonus points, I'm afraid. So I think Ed is clearly the winner without even answering the final question. Do you want the final question anyway,
I do.
Ed?
Yeah, because we're keeping score of the points on the scoreboard. So yeah, let's go for it.
Right, okay. Final question for you then, Ed.
Yeah.
From Newcastle United.
Yeah.
Who has the most points on the FPL bonus point system so far this season?
I could steal this.
Well, if I get it wrong.
If you get it wrong.
I mean, it must be. So our first game, what did we do? What did we do in our first game? We lost, but what was it against? I can't remember. West Ham, was it?
West Ham
3-2, yeah. And it was Wilson scored. Wilson scored 2, in fact. Not in that game, but overall Wilson scored 2. Callum Wilson.
Incorrect.
Murphy scored in that game.
And
Murphy also had this, and he got an assist in that first game. Have they had a clean sheet? Because is he listed as a defender this season, Murphy? St. Maximin actually, because he's got goals. St. Max or Murphy.
I'm so stupid. What have I done?
St. Max or Murphy. Ed, give me something to read your body language. St. Max or Murphy.
I think
Ed doesn't know the answer. It's me that knows the answer.
True.
Oh, yeah, but Ed's silly enough to give it away, Holly.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the answer.
True. Okay. Have I got it right in one of those two?
No, yeah.
In one of those two. I mean, okay.
Getting my teacher game face on again.
Yeah,
Gianni.
I like it, Holly. Thank you.
I'm gonna go. Have they kept a clean sheet? Newcastle? Surely not. I'm going to go St. Max. St. Max.
Correct.
Come on. Does that give me more points after this 1 point?
So it's 6-5.
Still lost, mate.
6-5, but
isn't there like a thing if I got within
the bonus point system? How many points?
Yeah, but that's back to me now. Surely that's a different question.
No, because you didn't get part one of it.
Gianni's already stolen the question.
Thank you, Holly. Thank
you. We've got it on camera. You saying I've definitely won. Do you want the last question? I could have said no, but I said yes because I'm an idiot. So you're saying if he gets within 5, fine. I'll let
make it up.
You know what, Gianni? You're so far away in this quiz, and I know so much more about you. I'll let you try. Go on.
Right, you need to be within 5, Gianni, to get a point.
Okay. All right.
To draw. Okay.
This is
So
pathetic.
how many BPS has he got? Alonso was like 83 and I said 70. He's got fewer than Alonso, surely. I'm going to go 59. Come on.
Did I say within 5?
No, 10.
No, 5.
5 either side.
64.
Yes! Get in! I will take that all day long. Thank you,
This
Holly.
is
I love you
outrageous!
forever. You can do the quiz every week, Holly.
So what? He draws, so he gets a
Yeah.
point. This is.
Yeah.
Do you see how much he celebrates if he gets a point?
It's a draw, 6-6.
Pathetic.
Come on. I love that.
Do you need a wildcard question for a winner?
Yeah, I
No,
think
we'll
so.
take the draw. I'll take the draw. I need to get on the board. I need to get on the leaderboard.
Let's,
Okay,
can
fine.
we do a wildcard question?
Yeah, go on.
Final
Gianni might win
question.
it.
Right. Have you got any way of writing something down and showing me your answer
Yeah.
so that we're
Oh,
not
God.
getting
My earphones are
influenced
coming
by
out. One
the
sec.
other person?
Oh, Gianni,
I
look,
need to get
Gianni's
a pen.
such a professional that for the 17th time in the last 2 weeks, his headphone jack has pulled out and he's now putting it back in and saying he can't hear us. Gianni, can you hear us now? No, he still can't.
No.
Look at him. No? Okay, he's still...
Oh, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, there we go.
I
Right,
just wanted to
wild
get a
card
pen.
question.
I
Yeah,
haven't
write
got
something
a
down.
pen. I'll write it on my laptop.
And
show you the
okay,
screen.
well, that better be
Okay.
legit. I'm not taking any of
I'll
your
get
funny-
Microsoft Word up.
Yeah. Hope you pay for it.
Okay. The wildcard question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready with my laptop to Google it.
At the time of recording,
Yeah.
how many FPL managers have transferred out Bruno Fernandes ahead of game week 4?
Oh, wow.
No.
Nearest wins. But I've got to figure out who's the nearest. So if you're close, then I might have to get my calculator out.
Okay.
Right, on 1, you need to show me your answer. 5,
Oh, wait.
4, 3, 2, 1. Right, Ed has put 210,000. Gianni's put 605,000.
Yeah.
The answer is 615,743.
Oh, my goodness. I was
Gianni.
within 10k. Get on. Get on.
Let's
Wait,
come back
say-
now.
Christ! This is a fix!
Right, Ed, can you just edit out the bit where I said that you was already the winner?
This is outrageous. I'm leaving it in. I'm going to play it over and over again.
The listeners are going to love it. It's all about the listeners, Ed.
Exactly, you're creating drama. So you may have seen 1.1 million on my screen. That was and below that the 605. The 1.1 million was like that's the Ronaldo number, and I know so many of the Ronaldo sellers, more than half I think, have gone Ronaldo in. Therefore, Bruno was the one that made way. Ed, I can't believe you put such a low number. He's dropped in price already, and is about to drop again.
Gianni.
Casual.
We need to end this podcast quickly. I need to have a word with Gianni.
So we are taking the win. Holly, that was a wicked, wicked quiz. Ed took a 2-0 lead today. Batici has won. It's 2-1 in the quiz ranks. Let us know in the comments how you got on. Would you have beaten me or would you have beaten Ed? And that was really good fun. Holly, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Holly,
I've
that
loved
was
it.
actually, I know I'm angry, but it was superb. Thank you very much.
I want like the trophy as the best quizzer, the best quizmaster.
Well, you won't be winning that because Gianni won, and everyone knows that a proper quiz I'd win. So,
Oh, I don't know about that. I think I'm coming into my own now. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, comment, follow Holly on Twitter, follow Ed on Twitter, and buy the book because I haven't mentioned the book enough this episode. Thanks, guys. See you later.